Hello, everybody, and welcome back to That Real Texas Team podcast, episode 42, as we do a week 7 reaction to the 24-22 loss to the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau. Joined, as always, by Mike of Mass 3 Productions. Please go follow him, like and subscribe. He's a videographer, photographer. If you need anything, hit him up at Mass 3 Productions. Down here at the bottom, he doesn't have a camera today, but we can still feel his presence. His name is Chris. We call him Pac-Man. Go on to his podcast, That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Like and subscribe over there. Trying to grow his channel as well. And then go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button here. Trying to grow our channel. We're at 226 at the time of this recording. I'd like to see that number keep climbing. Trying to think, is there anything else? No. Let's get into this game.
All right. Discuss bad news.
Yep. So we lost 24-22, last second field goal. And, you know, a lot of the narrative surrounding this game is that CJ Stroud had an abysmal performance. And if you're looking at the box score, you're going to totally agree. 10 out of 21, 86 yards, 4 sacks for 31 yards, a rating of 58.8. It's also adding 5 rushes for 19 yards. It wasn't a great performance by any means whatsoever. However, as Mike had said earlier, actually, Mike, I'll let you say it.
Well, yeah, what I was saying a little bit earlier is for where bad games actually show up for any quarterback, not just CJ, this is one of the best bad games I've ever seen. And I don't know any other way to put it. He was making smart decisions. He was trying to get rid of the ball when he could. He was being chased by everyone in the city of Green Bay. There's even a couple fans that looked like they were out there chasing him at one point, and he was still getting rid of the ball. He was still doing what he was supposed to. He was on schedule, but the things didn't break right. His offensive line couldn't protect shit. I'm sorry, pardon my language, but that's just the way I felt. They couldn't protect anything.
Yeah.
As great as it all sounds, we didn't even have that many offensive penalties.
No.
I would have rather have gotten a holding call than him get hit again.
Oh, my God, yes.
He was pressured on 46% of his dropbacks.
God.
When he's pressured this week, he was 2 of 8 for 13 yards. Obviously not the performance we needed to get the win. It would have been nice to have, you know, a 300-yard game or something. But this is no defense that you can wag your finger at. This is a stout team, phenomenal front seven. Joe Mixon's performance wouldn't have told you that. Mike's gone, but he'll be back. Honestly, this was just a good game of football. The defense came ready to play. They stepped up in D'Angelo Ross's absence, or with D'Angelo Ross on the field. And
there you go.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm having technical difficulties today.
That's
my internet. My internet must be in Green Bay playing offensive line for the Texans. Can't get shit right.
But yeah, I mean, look, just not a great performance, and any Texans fans going to have to sign that because if you're in one of the hellscapes that is like an AFC South trash talk group on some social media platform, they're really laying on the stat line in these groups, and it's just like, all right, guys, we know the stat line does not look good, but no. I'm guaranteeing at least 5 of these incomplete passes were throwaways. He scrambled significantly more than he likes to do. This was not a game where he was comfortable at any point. And as I was talking about before the show, I think this is actually a sign of whole team progress where they shut down the quarterback that everybody in Houston is touting as the next greatest thing ever. They shut him down, but the running game comes in and keeps us afloat. Kaimi Fairbairn's leg comes in, keeps us afloat. Had maybe D'Amico Ryans thrown the challenge flag at that backwards pass, or had maybe the defense not necessarily balked so hard and just allowed them to get in field goal range after The special teams set him up at the 30. There was a lot of things that I wish we would have changed, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I think this is a good thing overall because honestly, you learn more from a loss than you do a win. You still learn things during a win, but I feel like a loss motivates you to change things quicker.
Yeah, like I said, we learned, like you said, you learn some things about yourself.
Mhm.
Joe Mixon is by default a top 10 running back in the NFL. Might even be top 5 right now, but he's definitely at least top 10. Damian Pierce is seeming to look more and more like himself again.
Yes.
He's useful as opposed to what he was last year. The guy holding the clipboard.
Yeah.
And it sounds bad, but something else I saw that made me a little happy. CJ was pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That right there lets me know there's a fire in his belly. He has something that you want quarterbacks to have. I saw one of those Tom Brady moments where he went over there and was talking to his offensive line. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Help me. Help me.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of those moments. I feel like the defense didn't really allow the running game to like just hugely gash. Josh Jacobs was 11 for 76. So like that's a really healthy average. But I feel like most of that was one drive.
Well, he ran one for like 38. So
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like and then they kind of kept feeding him on that one drive. And that was pretty much the end of it. Let me pull it up, actually. Hold it. I got it right here. He had a long of 27.
27? Okay. Yeah, I knew it was long.
And it was 12.
So guys, I want to bring up one thing, and this is just my opinion, and because I don't think that any one thing cost the game. Like Tank dropping that pass, yeah, he dropped it. He should have called it, but I don't think that costed the game. Penalty. There's a couple of penalties. You had the one on Neville Hewitt that ultimately led to a touchdown. Which I thought it was a dumb play by him, but I don't think that costed the game. Now I'm seeing a lot of in internet coaches and things like that. They are mentioning, talking about why didn't they go for the touchdown. I personally have no problem with them not going for the touchdown because they knew they were in field goal range. You want to know what I have a problem with? Them throwing the ball to the sideline on third down. I have a real issue with that. That would have been a point that I wouldn't have been mad if CJ took a sack. We were in field goal range. I would not have even been mad if CJ had taken a sack because you're in field goal range. And you know what you do? You make them burn their last time out. So whenever that ball that they got to call the timeout on that was possibly could have been an incomplete pass. We're not going to get into that because they called it complete. We're not going to get to that. But that ball that was counted, that they counted at the end of the game, that gave them a chance to call their timeout. I have an issue with that because I feel like if you run the ball there, even if you don't get anything, we're in field goal range. If you don't run, if you run the ball or just do something where you stay in bounds, they threw it to a sideline. Tank was going to be ruled out anyway. They're going to rule him out. They were going to rule him out maybe, and I have a real issue with that because I felt like that would have given you your best chance, and Green Bay would have really had to try to hustle and extra things like that. That is the only issue I have with the way that last drive went. People were mad because they didn't go for the touchdown. There was no way they were going to get a touchdown. I don't believe they would have. I
struggling to move the ball. They were struggling to move the ball down the field.
Exactly, all game. So I'm not mad about them not going for the touchdown. I would never be mad about that. I was completely fine with the way they were playing it until that third down call. I thought that third down call was horrendous. I could not believe they threw the ball when you haven't had luck with that all day. It hadn't been good all day. And if anything, if you want to be honest, you should. If anything, that should have been Stephon running that route. He would have caught it. As bad as it sounds, Stephon would have caught it. We don't know what's going on with Tank right now. So and Stephon would have caught it.
Something else that we're not really thinking about is obviously this is a 2-point game. we went for it after we scored the 19th point that right before halftime, that last Joe Mixon touchdown.
Yeah,
We
true.
go for 2 there, and we give the ball to Joe Mixon. If we convert somehow, throw the ball or run the ball, and it works, and everything else transpires the exact same way, we're looking at overtime instead of anything else.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
So like this is a loss. It sucks. It hurts because it was close, but like we were very close, very, very close to taking down a big time NFC team. And I
This
feel
is a
like a
tough
lot of their,
loss.
yeah,
It's a tough one.
it was very tough. This was not exactly the performance I thought was going to happen, but I think we have the tools to be in games like this in the future and win. It's just these are the games where you need, that the big time players show up in big time games. You know what I mean? Big time
Well,
moments.
and I think everybody is. I'm pretty sure somebody else is saying it. I'm pretty sure most of the people in Houston think it. D'Amico Ryans can coach linebackers. Neville Hewitt is a career backup. Jake Hansen, special teams player at best.
Yep.
The two of them turned in a great game.
Yeah.
They actually did. If we subtract Neville Hewitt's one penalty, that's an amazing game. I think he finished with 9 tackles, an interception,
and then he had that tip pass too. That almost became an interception would have ended the game.
I didn't know he could jump that high.
As big as
he is, you wouldn't think he as big as he is, you wouldn't think he could get up like that.
Yeah, man. Look, let's shift to risers and fallers, and we'll go to a more positive note first. We'll start from the bottom of my list. Let's do special teams. Chris, I know you wanted to talk a lot about the special teams, so let's hear your risers, special teams.
Okay, so first of all, okay, so special teams. I just thought they were great with just getting to the ball and especially the punt special teams. I thought they were stupendous. I mean, and I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about the muff punt, which wasn't even really a muff punt because somebody just accidentally hit it. I just thought, just in general, they were getting down there. It's like the special teams, like you say, you got Jake Hansen, you got people that are coming that are on the special teams, and I felt like they played lights out the entire game with every punt. Even you know what, Tommy Townsend, I've been on him all season. Tommy Townsend actually was really good yesterday.
He earned his
Like
paycheck.
he was actually really good, and he has not been all season. He's been bad. Like he's been anything but good. He's been bad all season, and I was nervous about every time he had to punt the ball. But I have to add him, because he's part of the entire special team. When I say entire special team, Tommy Townsend. How many times did they get that ball down there inside the 10?
He punted 4 times inside the 20. It's what it says on the stat sheet. I'm pretty sure they were inside their own 10 at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they did a really good job, man. They really did, and like you said, with special teams, Kaimi is one of the best kickers in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Because that wind in Green Bay was a thing.
Yep.
If you watch the game, a couple people saw it got blown when on the kickoff. It got blown off the tee 3-4 times. And they had to go reset it. It lets you know that wind is kicking.
Yep.
And I could have Kaimi's field goals were all right up the middle. With nothing to the left, nothing to the right.
Yeah. Let me tell you, at the end of that game, when the Packers kicked the field goal, and the Texans, D'Amico had called timeout right before the snap. I was like, oh, please God, just miss this. And then the kick kind of went left, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna miss it. And then it just hooked right back.
The wind just took it.
Yep. Let's go to a faller now. Bobby Slowick's play calling. That is,
Goddamn right.
it's definitely been an interesting one. I don't understand the let's set up deep shots when there's no chance of protecting for that long. Or even, if they're in situations where there's a lot of guys at the line and the offensive line is just kind of guessing about who's actually going to come or not. That's really a bad time to just kind of be like, all right, let's try to stretch the field real quick. Running game is working well. Joe Mixon was in top form, and it really is kind of odd that they didn't go with a little bit more of Joe. I know that second half they definitely came out and adjusted, but the Packers defense adjusted. But even still, I mean, you got to be more creative with getting Joe Mixon the ball. You got to be more creative with getting Tank Dell involved. Stephon Diggs had 4 catches for 25 yards and a long of 17. Our leading receiver today for the game was Dalton Schultz with 1 catch and 28 yards.
Oh yeah, wasn't it the beginning of the game?
Yeah, the very beginning of the game, like the second drive, where we were pinned deep. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Chris, this was Chris's idea to add Slowick, but I mean, there's some merit to that. But I also noticed this as I was saying all that. The Packers kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
Realistically, there's not a whole hell of a lot of reason to not run Josh Jacobs more often, especially with some of the success that he had. So maybe for whatever reason, it was just the move to, throw the ball for both quarterbacks. But Jordan Love didn't look comfortable necessarily either.
Oh, hell no.
So, I mean, we made him make mistakes.
I thought we had knocked him back out the game for a second there because he kept getting hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris? He's muted. All right. Well, let's go back to risers then. Jalen Petrie.
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about Petrie?
He's been getting picked on all year long. And Green Bay tried to pick on him. Didn't work out so well for him. He looked like he was ready for everything they gave him. I know Petrie has trouble with faster receivers in that slot area, but whenever they give him a tight end, that tight end looked frustrated.
Yeah.
It's like having a gnat on. And he's the reason why Neville Hewitt got his interception. It's because Jalen Petrie and D'Amico have been studying film. He was ready for exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see him succeeding in this weird hybrid role, linebacker / slot / safety / cornerback. I don't know what it is. He's the guy on the field. He's the Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
It's just good to see him be able to do his thing to where we're almost treating him like an offensive lineman. If we don't have to call his name, he had a good job.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't D'Angelo Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. Well,
Chris?
So normally on
Oh yeah, D'Angelo Ross was he was bad.
Petrie.
They picked on. Oh, you talking about Petrie? I'm sorry. We you said D'Angelo Ross, but no Petrie.
Yeah, I brought up his name because that was bad.
Okay, well we'll get back to him because he needs to be on the followers list if we didn't add him already. But he wasn't on the list anyway. But Petrie at the beginning of the game when he caused that interception, I thought that because never he ran for however long he ran, but Petrie actually getting his hand in there. It was incredible just watching him get his hand in there and just to be able to cause that interception to happen because otherwise I felt like that was a real big game changer and it also made the defense feel like, oh, we can win this game.
Yeah.
We don't, we're down 5 players, but our coach is D'Amico. he's showing, he's giving us the blueprint. This is what we need to do. And I was very excited about that. And it also made me feel good about later weeks. Let's say if something else happens, somebody has to get taken out of the game. It makes me feel comfortable with not secondary wise. We're not gonna go with secondary, but with like linebackers and things like that. It made me a lot because, like you say, D'Amico can coach linebackers. He can't do anything else. He can coach linebackers, and I'm really excited about that aspect of the defense, especially with Petrie. Like you said, we don't know if he's a linebacker, safety. We don't know what he's doing right now. What is he playing, like a nickel spot?
Yeah, basically. And then a dime linebacker.
Yeah. So I just incredible. And think about it. Maybe D'Amico saw something in him last year to put him in that spot. Like you say, D'Amico can coach linebackers. And if he's able to show him, oh, you might be you're a little smaller, but we can do something with you. We use you in the right way. I, I don't know. I have so much to say. I've liked Peachtree since he got here. I have literally liked him since he got here. Of course, he makes mistakes, but I've loved the way he's been since he got here. I have no complaints about him whatsoever. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Peachtree. Because I can go on and on about him.
All right. Well, look, the next faller is Eric Murray and D'Angelo Ross.
Yeah, they should go together. Yep, go together. Go right to the bench, sit next to each other. Don't move. Don't move.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's hurt for us I take that back. There's two guys that are hurt for us that I would love to see play instead of these two guys. And Eric Murray, I actually feel bad to even say that because he's played pretty decent all year long.
He is.
But he's played above what I think his talent is all year long.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward needs to be in that spot. He needs to get his groin fixed. We need to have Kalen Bullock always on the field. Ain't no more of that situational. They're calling this. No, Kalen Bullock needs to be on the field all the time. Eric Murray should become situational. That's just the way I personally feel. And that's not because he's played horrible, except for yesterday. Yesterday he played horrible. And D'Angelo Ross, bro, he's a practice squad player. Like, are we just gonna ignore that?
Unfortunately, we can't.
I thought there was a chance
ignore that.
I thought Desmond King was a chance he might play outside cornerback, especially after D'Angelo kept getting greased.
Yeah. I don't understand why we elevated Desmond King if we're not going to play him over D'Angelo Ross. I can't imagine there's a world where you're thinking you're getting better play out of D'Angelo Ross.
They're seeing something with Desmond King that they're not. There's something with Desmond King because he's been cut. He's been cut twice in the last 2 years. Yeah. So there's something with him.
Desmond he's a step slow. He's
That's
not
what
the
I'm
same
thinking.
guy speed wise. But D'Angelo Ross wasn't even on the man.
Yeah.
Give me Patrick Peterson. Give me Xavier Howard. They said the biggest issue with both of these guys is they've lost a step. Them losing a step is still better than this guy. They've got to be. I watched preseason. C.J. Henderson looked better than this. And he looked washed.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be excited to see Jeff Okuda. I never thought how low we've fallen.
Let's pivot to another riser. We've already talked about him a little bit. Neville Hewitt. Phenomenal game. Obviously, he gets the deflection from Jalen Petrie and takes it, I think it was 43 yards. Basically inside the 10, and the Texans only end up getting a field goal from it. But, it is what it is. But Neville Hewitt, outside of the penalty, was always around the ball. When he was targeted, he was in a really good position to make a play. and he did very, very often.
And he almost ended the game.
D'Amico Ryans could probably make me an All-Pro linebacker.
I'm starting to think he can make us all pro linebacker.
Yeah.
Because Neville Hewitt's not even supposed to be an NFL player. You talk to people outside of the Texan circle, they don't even think he should play special teams because he's not useful. But if we haven't noticed, he's our second string linebacker. Has been all year long.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot wait, though, for Azeez and Henry T, Christian Harris. That trio right there is going to be pretty damn solid.
I think if Azeez would have been in the game instead of Jake Hansen, I think there's a chance we win that game. And we didn't get bad linebacker play from either one of them. It's just Azeez, when he's playing linebacker, is special. He's a different level of play.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's part of the reason Henry Toa is look like, hey, he's a guy that can actually play this position. Yeah. Christian Harris, don't stay out too long.
Yeah. Back to a faller, Tank Dell. Who wants to dive on that one?
I'll take it as much. I hate to do this to a fellow Cougar, but Tank, what the hell, man? That bullet through the calf, did it take everything with it? I don't. And I'm not even completely mad at him because I still believe that Slowick has him running routes that's not what you want him to do. Like, it seemed like he had it figured out some against New England. He had him running a lot of the routes that Nico used to run, which is that post and then that crossing drag. Those are plays where speed kills. You just run away from the defender. Yeah, it's like, I don't know these route combinations because I know Diggs isn't going deep. That's not what he's here for. He hasn't been that guy since he left Minnesota, really. Been an actual deep threat. He's possession receiver.
Yeah.
Who the hell do you have going deep?
Yeah. I mean, there's really not a lot. It's usually, honestly, I feel like it's been the tight ends lately.
Yep.
Or Nico, who's obviously not playing.
Right. I mean, they're trying to find somebody who'll stretch the damn field, but it is predominantly. I feel like Cade Stover's had a pretty good long reception. Maybe that was a short pass and he just did something with it, but fuck, I mean, I just feel like we don't have a lot of deep shots.
No. And it's making me look at next year, looking at the draft. I actually thought when it came time for the draft next year, we wouldn't be looking at receiver.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, I had a feeling, but I was also hoping that John Mechie would step up further.
That's what it was.
And Xavier Hutchinson, who had that phenomenal third down conversion catch, that was very Nico-like, but there's just a steep drop-off in production right after Tank Dell. Robert Woods has not been able to do much. Xavier Hutchinson's been okay at times. Like
when he gets an opportunity, he's done what he's supposed to.
Correct.
That's the thing. But the opportunities are far and few between.
I don't even think I've seen Mechie on the field and get a target.
Okay, yeah. I'm about to say, I saw he played a lot against Green Bay.
Yeah, he just didn't ever get the ball thrown at him, except for maybe to throw it away.
I saw him blocking. Blocking. Yeah.
Yeah. Riser, another really good day from Will Anderson Jr.
Yes, sir.
Phenomenal day from honestly, again, most of these people it's mostly defense and special teams that are getting the praise tonight and criticism, but good God. Will Anderson Jr. is going to be a monster. God willing, he doesn't have any injury.
Yeah.
Like if we can get Daniil Hunter to just be Daniil Hunter, and then Will Anderson Jr. to keep climbing the way he's been, these edge rushers are going to be crazy. It's going to be
Like I said,
difficult.
Daniil had a much better game than what anybody might notice against Green Bay. He actually did pretty good. He was pressuring, and he got a sack.
Yep.
He was doing his job, but I think part of the issue is Danico Autry looked rusty.
He did.
He did.
He did.
To a point to where I don't know if anybody else noticed, we saw a lot of Tim Settle.
Yes. Well, I think they were also using Fotokasi on a pitch count because he wasn't inactive. He was, limited through practice all week. I think that has a lot to do with that too. Chris?
What we talking about? Tim Settle and Will Anderson. Will Anderson played great, but I also think I don't know. Will Anderson might be hurt a little bit, so I wasn't really sure what was going on with him. He did get him a sack, but he did seem like he was hurt. Possibly something was going on with him where they needed to get him some oxygen.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, he did have. It was a shoulder.
Oh yeah,
shoulder issue. Yeah, but he took it off and played the rest of the game. So I'm going to say it was probably just a stinger. And it was a beautiful day out there. It wasn't freezing cold Green Bay.
No.
Yeah, no, thank God.
All right, we're at the tippy top of this list here for me, and we'll go negative and then positive. So let's go negative here. Callers, Titus Howard, and just generally the offensive line. Titus Howard
right side.
for 2 weeks in a row as it looked like he forgot what footwork means. At some point, he's going to have to change his Twitter bio from RT only to unemployed if this keeps happening. He's literally tripping on himself. He's falling all over the damn field. He's not living up to the payday we gave him. And if this keeps up, I imagine Blake Fisher will find a way into the game.
Dude, oh my God, I'm so ready for Blake Fisher to just come in now. Like he's not doing any worse.
It's going to sound bad. The one reason why I'm not super excited about Blake Fisher coming to the game, it has nothing to do with him. As bad as we're talking about Titus Howard, he's not the worst.
You're not wrong. But I think if Titus Howard is moved from right tackle, they're going to put him at left guard and fix the other problem.
Yep.
In theory. At least we might get better play.
Well, I'm really thinking this needs to be Shaq Mason's last year here as well. Because he might be. They don't talk about it because he doesn't deal with the pass rushers. But I think he might be playing worse than Kenyon Green. But Kenyon Green deals with pass rushers. He deals with the top of the line because they're not trying to go against stunts. And every team is running stunts on us.
Yeah.
Every team.
Yes.
But Shaq Mason looks like a shell of himself.
Yeah. He does. The stunt pickups, the run blocking adjustments. I don't know if maybe he's got to tell the other interior guys what the hell's going on or what, but the dude is just not like he's not doing well. Juice Scruggs is doing pretty okay.
Average.
Yeah.
Average. Yeah.
He's generally not an issue when it comes to pass pro. I haven't looked at it in a couple weeks, but as of a couple weeks ago, he was the number 4 pass blocking center. So I don't know about, if I necessarily trust all of the PFF grades, but Kenyon Green was like offensive lineman or guard 70 of 75 or something. Yeah.
You said Kenyon Green?
Yeah, Kenyon Green.
70. It was bad. Like, oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure I'm really not sure what's going on now.
I don't know, but the offensive line coach has got to get something going on. This has been
facts. Because
really bad.
We got mad at the run blocking not doing what it was supposed to, not creating holes for our running backs. But when you start getting CJ hit on a regular basis, I got a fucking problem.
Yeah. Look, we're Texans fans. We've seen a quarterback with a great potential be ruined by constantly being killed every other play. We've seen it firsthand. It literally was the beginning of the franchise.
And it's the reason why Andre Johnson didn't have the numbers he should have had.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to this day, I'm pretty sure David Carr is still the most sacked quarterback in NFL history.
No,
I
he
don't think
is.
that's been taken yet. So
He is.
the offensive line coach, a lot of these guys, they need to start either figuring some shit out or figuring out flight arrangements.
I'm at the point where I want to see Kendrick Green. I want to see Kendrick Green as something other than fullback.
Yeah.
The man can play left guard, right guard, and center.
Yeah.
Titus got one more goddamn week. One more week.
If I see Titus fall on the ground one more time,
Bro, as much as I hate to say it, next game is a home game. I swear to God, if I can fall in person,
yeah,
y'all might be doing a podcast that night without me because they're gonna take me to jail. I'm going to get them.
Well, Jeff from Unstable is going to be there, so you guys should link up. But,
Okay.
It reminds me we're going to have to do some crossovers this week. But yeah, that's going to be a big game. I mean, if the Colts win, they're, I think we'd be second place in the division at that point because they're 4-3. Well, no,
if they win, we're still leading in the division.
We still have them by half a game if they would have
we beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, and they lost to them. So, we'd be all right, I guess. But
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to have to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're looking at a situation where we're going to be 6-2. I just, I feel a lot better about it if Anthony Richardson's playing. And then our final riser here, Kalen Bullock.
Yes.
Kalen Bullock had, I want to say, opportunities for at least opportunities where it was like he was jumping to try to catch a pass. I saw him do that at least 5 times. He came down with 2 of them. One of them would have prevented a touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft. I think he just kind of deflected one and then missed on another one. Phenomenal.
Yeah, he barely missed that Tucker Kraft one. Jordan Love put some heat on that.
Yeah, he did. But Kalen Bullock, without a doubt, my player of the game. If we have one on defense and offense, it's Joe Mixon on offense. But player of the game for the defense, in my opinion, has to be Kalen Bullock.
Honorable mention for Neville, but yeah, it's definitely Kalen.
Yeah.
Kalen Bullock is actually, if you watch him play, he is instinctually normally in the right place.
Yeah.
It scares me because he's still, you know how they said that he has a couple second delay because he's a rookie. He's still diagnosing stuff in his head. It terrifies me what's going to happen when that second delay is gone. Like you said, how many did he barely miss?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he has good hands.
We have historically pretty good luck with drafting safeties in the 3rd round. Justin Reed was a pretty good success for us. I think Kalen Bullock might be another one. I think we've got some good pieces in this defense, especially in the secondary. If we can just get these dudes healthy, for the love of God, put Jimmy Ward on some HGH or something. We need
bubble
to
wrap.
Yeah, bubble wrap. We need to get him stem cell stuff, whatever we got to do. We need this man healthy. We also need Kamari Laster's shoulder to just be fine. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's already been said. We're definitely going to we'll be without Lassiter this next game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think he's supposed to be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, Jeff Okuda. You ready to earn your paycheck?
Jeez.
Can we
He
get
hadn't even
something?
started yet.
Yeah, I mean,
we got D'Angelo Ross got shredded by guys we don't even know their names.
Yeah,
Green Bay
I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know who Wicks was.
Green Bay doesn't have any great receivers. They're all pretty good. We're playing the Colts. The Colts have some guys that are a little bit better than pretty good. Pittman is a little bit better than pretty good. Who's the rookie they brought in this year? I forgot his name already.
I don't know. You got Pittman. You got Alec Pierce.
Yeah, Alec Pierce, the guy from Texas. What was that guy's name? Adonai Mitchell.
Yep.
This is not going to be a good day if D'Angelo Ross is the starting cornerback.
I'm not scared as much. Okay, so like I feel like we have the formula to beat Joe Flacco if Joe Flacco's there. And even Anthony Richardson, to be honest, I think he's just going to get hurt. As bad as it sounds, I think he's just going to get hurt. And
the quarterback's not the issue. I don't care who's playing quarterback. It's not the issue. It's the fact of it is we got to get back there and hit whoever it is. And then two, you got to be able to cover for 3 seconds. All the passes that D'Angelo was getting killed on were quick. He just was completely out of position. They were running slants that they were taking for 15 yards. A slant is a 7-yard pass run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drake May did not have the expertise to shred us like that and take advantage of the low man on the totem pole. He just didn't have it. Jordan Love has been a starting quarterback at least for a year. He took advantage of it. I'm terrified of Joe Flacco, who has 16 years of experience. He's going to take advantage of D'Angelo Ross. He's going to.
It's just with Joe Flacco, I feel like our pass rush will bother him more. I don't know. I don't think it seemed like Green Bay's offensive line was pretty good also.
No, you have to have a good cornerback. D'Angelo Ross is not a starting caliber cornerback. Last year when we played Cleveland and we beat the brakes off of them, we had Steven Nelson on one side and Stingley on the other. Are any of these cornerbacks not named Stingley or Lassiter better than Steven Nelson?
I don't think so.
And that's crazy because I wasn't too high on Steven Nelson.
Steven Nelson was high on Steven Nelson.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, because he was so mad because he got. But I was not high on him. Like we're not gonna like during the playoff game with Cleveland. The things I was hearing, they were talking so bad about him. Like you could just hear the crowd. Nelson sucks, and he just happened to get that one interception that he ran back for a touchdown. Oh my God, but he was bad.
No, but he wasn't bad in that game. That's the thing. He does his job at times. Steven Nelson is a better than average quarterback. He's a better than average quarterback. That's all he is. He's better than average. We don't have average right now.
Yeah.
Not with Ross. Oh no, Ross was bad.
Yeah. They'll have to do something. But that's the end here of Risers and Fallers. I wanted to end on this. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but we have progressed a great deal from last season to this season in situations that CJ Stroud has been in before. Maybe he's still performing the same way. Maybe that's because of play calling. Maybe that's because of the offensive line woes, whatever. In games past, we were not able to do anything if they were able to stop CJ Stroud. Well, Joe Mixon is the cure to that. Maybe Dameon Pierce is also part of that cure, at least in certain respects. So
we have a running game. We have a running game.
a running game. And that is so huge. In an era where everybody says that running backs are, not, the pinnacle of what you need. You can do a running back by committee, blah, blah, blah. We have essentially an old school system where you got one guy who's like it. And then we've got a couple other guys who can do certain gadgety type things.
You say anybody that says that running backs are overrated and you can do running back by committee is a team that doesn't have a good running back.
It's true. I mean, the people who really kind of started that approach were Andy Reid and Bill Belichick, kind of like the early 2010s, coming fresh off of the Patriots having Corey Dillon and the Eagles having, what was it, Brian Westbrook?
No, it wasn't Westbrook. Was it Westbrook?
Yeah, for the Eagles, Andy Reid.
Yeah, it was Westbrook.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had like names at running back for a period and were doing really well. They lost those names, running back by committee. All of a sudden, boom, that's the way to success. Because
with all that being said,
doing it.
Andy Reid won a Super Bowl last year, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yep.
There was no committee. It was no committee. It was him.
No. When you find one guy, you ride the hot hand. And
that's that whole running back by committee shit goes out the window when you find a good running back.
Yep. I mean, they were the Patriots for like at least a decade plus were just pissing off fantasy owners by you never know who the hell was going to do anything any given week. What was that? There was like this one dude who like every year he would have like one crazy game for the Patriots at running back. He was like the third or fourth string running back.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
Once again, these guys wasn't important. Couldn't remember their names.
No. They had a running back.
Rex Burkhead.
Yes. Sexy Rex.
Burkhead. Sexy Rexy.
But Rex Burkhead is a millionaire because of the New England Patriots.
Yeah. And because of that game against the Chargers, Davis Mills rookie year.
Yeah.
148 rushing yards.
Hold on. How many rushing yards he had?
He had 148 against the Chargers, 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna be honest with you. During the Davis Mills things, like I was checking out a lot. It was I was just I know Mike, you were at the games, so you couldn't check out, but I would I would check out like it not on purpose. It was just it wasn't Davis Mills. It was everything. There was a lot. It was an organizational thing.
Badly ran and coached franchise.
Yeah, that's with the David Culley hire and then firing him for Lovie Smith. All of that, it just a lot of it was.
I have to correct that. David Culley was not fired for Lovie Smith.
No,
David Culley was fired for being David Culley.
Oh, I'm sure. Just like Lovie Smith was fired for being Lovie Smith.
Yep.
Oh no, Lovie was fired because they were going to let Lovie coach the next year. They were going to, but they told Lovie very specifically, lose this game against the Colts. When he went for the 2-point conversion, I knew he was fired. The interview they did with him after the game, Lovie knew he was fired.
Yeah.
He knew he was. He was like,
because regardless of that, he get paid anyway.
No, but when they asked him about it, he even said, "We play football to win." And I was like, "Oh, he just basically told y'all, yes, they told him to lose, but he didn't care."
Yeah.
And football players with any sense of pride don't want to lose. So you go into a locker room and tell all these guys, "Hey guys, we're going to lose today because management wants us to."
You didn't have to say that. He could have just made sure the play calling was a little off here and there. Now my thing about that, I have no problem with it.
And they still won.
Well, maybe they should have did that all season because I don't know what was going on because I watched every single game that season and it was heartbreaking. Like it was just heartbreaking.
That last game of the season, the Colts were trying to lose it as well.
Yeah.
That's how we won it. They were trying to lose as well. It was a competition to see who could lose the worst. And Lovey just halfway through it just said, you know what? Fuck this. Let's go ahead and win it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Because if you watch the first half,
and we end up with CJ Stroud because of it.
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say give me the Lovey statue.
Yeah.
Just put a beard made in bronze on one side of the building. That's it. That's cool.
Yeah. Especially since Lovey wasn't even supposed to have been hired in the first place. They just hired him just to say they hired somebody. Oh, that was such nonsense because they were trying to get Josh McCowan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the craziest rumor I ever heard, and it was most likely true. Oh, I can't stand Jack Easterby.
It wasn't a rumor; it was a fact. Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Let's go ahead and put a bow on this one, folks. Thank you for watching, Mike, Chris. Thank you for taking time out of your evenings to come on and talk Texans football with me. Next episode 43, we'll be previewing Week 8 against the Colts here in Houston, so please don't miss that. We're going to go for Wednesday around 5. I can't remember. I think we have a guest, but I can't remember if it's Drew Doherty or someone else this time. But, yeah. Folks, go ahead, head over to Mass 3 Productions. Support Mike on his YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button over there. While you're at it, go ahead, head over to Chris's podcast channel. That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Do the same thing while you're at it here. We're at 226 at the time of this recording. Like to see that number keep climbing. And then most of all, be good people and go Texans.
Go Texans.